Well, let's go back to the studio and we can join Cal, who has with him a couple of boys of the 99 playoff final, Nicky Weaver and Michael Brown.
Welcome back to Matchday Live, Manchester City fans, and it's half-time over in Seoul in South Korea. It's Manchester City 3, the K-League All-Stars 1. Thank you to Ali and Clive with the commentary. They'll be back for the second half. We've got Michael and Nicky alongside me in the studio. We're going to be hearing as well from FG, who is in Seoul with Scott, Carson and Shaun Wright-Phillips. Nicky, hot conditions over there. You could see your players, they were hands on their hips at the end of the game, but managed that first half very well. 3 goals to the good as well.
Yeah, 3 goals. Nice to see them get 3 goals. 3 good goals as well. They could have had more. Phil Foden had a great chance near the end, which he put over the bar. But yeah, I think they'll be really happy with the first half performance. And again, like I say, it's about managing the conditions, not only the heat, but I think the humidity. Really difficult to play in. Can almost make you... And imagine Brownie probably knows more than me, but I've played in them conditions. It can make you quite nauseous at times when it's so humid. But they'll have been prepared for it, had all the hydration stuff. Yeah, but I think Enzo Maresca will be really happy with how the first half's gone.
We're going to bring you all the goals as well, which you can play back. But Michael, just again, what are your thoughts on these?
Yeah, really energetic for the goalkeepers when it's hot. You know, standing there.
It was more in training.
It's across like this and back. It must be really tough. But I'm sure Scotty, if he's listening, he'll be after me now for that. I know he will for sure. But do you know what? You have to manage that heat. It is totally different. And I think it's a really one to build on your fitness. But we took the ball well with some excitement movement, some good one-on-one, some good finishes. I think it was a really promising first half. I think we've seen some of the movements we would expect. The wider players, Ait Nouri's done well, and he's gone wide. Semenyo, they might stay a little bit higher, and an Enzo Maresca set up. But yeah, it's been good. I've enjoyed the first half.
I mean, we were talking about potentially how were they going to line up, and it was, as you'd kind of pointed out, Michael, it's the back four, obviously, of Rico, Kusanov, Diaz and Gvardiol. Ait Nouri's playing almost as the left winger, Semenyo on the other side, and then Mubama as well down the middle, and it was Ait Nouri who stepped up with the first goal, 8 minutes in with a lovely finish, and you said he doesn't know where the back of the net is. And how do you think he's fared over on this left-hand wing overall as well?
Yeah, I think he's done all right. I think what we know is he likes to get forwards. And this is a really difficult finish, you know. He hits it really clean with his right foot, steps forward. But we've seen him get a goal throughout his career, watched him closely. He likes to get into good positions. He's so good how he moves the ball. And that was just about timing. It fell for him, and then he sweeps it in really nicely. But you see the enjoyment. I think it's an interesting season coming his way. Where does he play? Does he make sure he's in that starting 11, and you've got Nico O'Reilly and you've got Josko Gvardiol. There's a little treble, but, you know, it was a great position and a good start, wasn't it? Great work initially. Dejani Reijnders, then putting the ball across, and then there's the finish.
We're saying as well, Nick, I mean, he must be a nightmare because he's got such lovely feet. I mean, it does seem to suit him a bit more.
He's almost got that much high-level technical ability and needs to play further up the field.
Yeah.
He's almost wasted... I mean, that finish, Clive Allen would have been proud of that finish. Fantastic finish on his wrong foot. But yeah, he's got so much technical ability. And we're talking off air. I bet in training, I bet they can't get the ball off him. In tight areas, he's as good as you see.
Yeah.
He's got really quick feet, he can just move the ball. He's a typical sort of Pep kind of player. He did brilliant at Wolves, obviously a little bit stop-start last year, but yeah, could be a really good season for him this year.
Could indeed. And then it was an equaliser that came pretty quickly. 4 minutes after that, it was Kim Dae-won who scored for the K-League All-Stars, bringing you the goal now, Nicky. I mean, you were saying as well, I mean, I think this... People say about that, you were telling me about that near post. Yeah. That's just a brilliant finish.
It's a really tough angle because it's not a tight angle. You've got to come away from your near post, and sometimes you are expecting him to go in the far post. He's sort of pulled... He's a little bit unsighted there, Donnarumma. I don't think he could do any more, but whenever a goal goes in at your near post, you always get criticised for him, as the camera's zooming in on him there. So, listen, he might be a little bit disappointed with it, but no issues for me at all. It's a good strike. It's come through bodies. I think his positioning's good. You can see when the ball gets pulled back, his positioning's good. He moves his body position in relation to where the ball is. And there's 2 defenders there, and it's just a decent strike that's gone right in that bottom corner.
Yeah.
So it's through the legs.
It's through his legs. I think it's the late sighting. Yes, you don't want to get beat, but if you just look really closely, there's, I think is it Tijani Reijnders Kushyanov go really close and just goes through the legs. That just leaves it a touch late, doesn't it?
Yeah, they almost open the legs too wide. And when it does go through someone's legs, it's really difficult.
I think until you see that detail of the slow-mo, it's easy to be critical because you'll say, well, it's a long ranger, that's your near post, but it's not that easy when you see it.
I mean, again, this is pre-season, obviously, as well, but the Inter Milan goal as well, not too dissimilar, but it came down that our right-hand side again, and I think there was an overload with the Inter Milan game. Is that something that obviously they'll be aware? It's not to be worried about, but both goals have come down that side.
No, not one bit. I think if you look at it, you've come back, you've got good bodies, you've got people getting close to it, shuffling across, the distances are right between them, and it's just one of those. He's found the tiniest of gaps.
Yeah,
and that's all it is, and that happens, you know. But really, you sort of go, we're in good positions, we're in a nice area to go and block. Could we be a tiny bit closer as it comes, as he's going to pull? But he hits it sort of no backlift, really fast. You don't know what's coming, but you think generally you're in a great position. I just think it's unfortunate.
Yeah, he could be in that position 10 more times and not score.
Yeah, it's not.
It's just that little, like Brownie said, that tiny little space in between defenders' legs and then in between Donnarumma's right hand and the post.
Millimetres. But it was okay. They got the equaliser and wasn't too long till we got back in front. This was our second goal. We can play you that now as well, coming from Tijani Reijnders, who, I mean, we can talk about the goal first, Nicky, but, I mean, Semenyo as well as a player we'll talk about in a bit, but very instinctual and lovely back heel from Semenyo. Maybe meant for Rico Lewis.
Yeah, but it's a good back heel, and then Reijnders head down, knows exactly where he is. The ball, it's not an easy finish really, because the ball's coming across him. He's had to and just hits it straight across the goalkeeper. Really good finish, and he's played well first half, so he deserves that. He'll be happy to get on the score sheet. But yeah, Semenyo again involved as he has been, you know.
What he does, Nicky, Tijani Reijnders, he's got great energy. He runs. The flick is probably for Rico, but do you know, we always say this about, a goalkeeper getting set, hit it quick. As a goalkeeper, what is it? Do you know when you see how he's just snapshot it?
Straight, yeah.
What is it? Do you know when...
If he's set, he probably expects to save that, but he's not quite... As the ball's moving, he's not quite got set. And I always used to say, when I was on my coaching head, it's better to be set in the wrong position than trying to get to the... Because if you're not set...
Because you can't move back across.
It's really difficult to shift your body weight.
Okay,
and you talk, you know, you're splitting hairs, but it's so difficult. And it's a really good finish because he's taking it so early, but it's not right in the corner. And if the goalkeeper's fully set, he'd probably expect to save that. But it's such a good finish because if you look at Reijnders' head, as the ball's come in, he's not even looked at the goal. He doesn't know where, but he knows where the goal is because he knows where he is on the pitch. Lets it come across him and bang, and gets plenty of power on it.
Plays a position that you know well, Michael Brown, centre midfield. Started the season so well at City. I think it'd be fair to say as well, maybe kind of to his own standards, given as well the form he'd come from in the Serie A, dipped off a little bit. Again, like Ait Nouri, another big season ahead. And what's your assessment of him and how do you think he's going to fare?
He started, didn't he, so well. You think, here we go.
Yeah.
Bringing goals, and you're going, that the way he got about the pitch, box to box, into the penalty area. I thought it was really, really good. But then he just couldn't find a way of settling in that midfield zone. Pep didn't really fancy him to play him regular. He just had bit parts and he never really flourished to what you would have expected. So this is another opportunity. Let's see if he's going to be able to do that. The competition is strong, where, as we know, Kovacic also, Anderson, Rodri, we can go on, can't we, Phil Foden. So it's going to be tough for him, but you know, it's a good start. It's a good sample of what he can do in his Manchester City career, and hopefully he can relax a little bit more.
Yeah.
Do you know, and just play natural, not trying to force things. He was jumping into the box and he's always trying to snap a shot or make a pass or, you know, go that bit far. And sometimes you're better off just sitting off, relaxing, and the play will come at the right time and then you go. But that only comes with playing more and having the understanding that you know you're the main man.
Yeah.
But it takes time to adapt.
It was difficult for him as well, I think, towards the end of last season because Pep didn't change so much. Once we were out of the Champions League, we had bigger gaps in between games, so he weren't rotating as much, so it was more difficult for him to get that opportunity. But yeah, it's, like Brownie said, the midfield's obviously stacked with huge talent. So it'll be interesting to see how he fits in and how he does.
Does indeed. And then a third goal as well. 2-2 for Divine Mubama. Back on the score sheet again. Brilliant work from Semenyo who takes the shot. And in similar in a way, obviously, it was a different camp, but it's his movement stood out for me again, Brownie. I think it was even said in commentary staggers his run to stay onside, but when the shot's taken, and then makes his move. The real Clive was saying that's a, you know, number 9 instincts you want to see.
See, we're listening to Clive, right? Because what he's saying is there's a striker, there's all the things, be in the right positions. Listen, let's be honest, the goalkeeper, he's got to do better. You have a little look at it now, right? He comes inside. Yes, he's staying around him, but he's always going to go into that position. I don't think he's done anything yet. What I quite liked is that he didn't just snatch at the finish. Joey made sure he just dinked it over, right underneath, just a little tap. That's just a little calmness that we mentioned in his game. He could have easily just whacked it away, but it's all about the goalkeeper, is it not?
Yeah,
Nick?
I mean,
come on.
Whether he can hold it or not, I'm not so sure, but he's got to push it
further wide,
towards the corner flag there.
It's a gift, let's be honest. At the level we're talking about, that's a gift.
You can't just parry it straight into the danger zone. You've got to push it wide, and he'll be disappointed with that.
I mean, as well, I think Clive says, well, he was probably lucky not to get maybe a hat-trick. He had a couple of chances, couple of balls across the box that he just was fractions away from
Clive would have got a hat-trick, wouldn't he?
Of course he would have. Given, we've had 4 or 5, Clive.
We might have to go and watch some of his videos.
Let's bring in Georgina and Braden. They're joining us on our wall here. Georgina, I think it was you that mentioned as well. We obviously great to see Mubama back out there again. What have you made of the first half, 3-1 City?
I mean, I know we joked before about Haaland being under pressure, but what a performance from Mubama.
Yeah.
I mean, like Brownie said, he's had lots of chances as well. It's not just the one goal that he's scored. And on top of Mubama as well, I've really enjoyed watching Ait Nouri and Tijani shine with those 2 goals. I think they're 2 players that maybe were slightly overlooked last season. So it's really nice to see them come into their own.
Georgina, you both mentioned Semenyo before the game, but Braden, we spoke about how he just seems to have picked up where he left off. He was at the World Cup. He was, a real threat in that half. What did you make of Semenyo, and then also anyone else that stood out to you?
Yeah, I mean, we've all been speaking about Semenyo. He looked really good last game as well. He just looks dead lively. There's been a few times where I don't know if you've noticed, but on the right, they've been doing like a give and go. It's like Lewis and Tijani Reijnders keep giving it him back, and it's worked pretty much every time. And then, of course, his back heel, which resulted in the goal. I think he's been very, very good. Ait Nouri, as you mentioned as well, in a bit of a different position. We've kind of seen him play higher up before, but I think he's doing a good job. But yeah, I think for me, second half, I just want to see some of the young lads come on. I know, Floyd Samba's on the bench, Monga. I'd like to see some of the younger players, because you don't really get a chance to see them other than in pre-season. And we've seen the main starters kind of play now. I'd like to see the young lads come off the bench. But I think the standout probably, I think Rico Lewis as well looks pretty comfortable on the ball. He's played obviously last game. But yeah, just looking forward to seeing what changes Maresca makes.
And also, I mean, but there was the goals we said. I mean, I think Nicky said there, Georgina, another 10 times that probably doesn't go in. Defensively, we've looked kind of pretty solid, and nice to see Ruben Diaz back in there as well, straight into the fold.
Definitely. Alongside Ruben Diaz, obviously great defensive ability. I think what we've missed so much about him is his leadership at the back. And I think we've brought in a whole bunch of new defenders who are great, but having that leadership and having players like Diaz who have been with us for so many years now and are great leaders, not only on the pitch but in the dressing room as well, I think it's great to have him back.
Absolutely. Well, let's hope we see if he makes the second half, or if not, we can see now on the pitch the players are there. So we're about to find out what changes have been made. Looks like Savinho is one of them who's coming on. Thanks to Michael and Nicky, we're back at full time. Alistair Mann and Clive will be able to tell us what changes we see there on commentary over on City Plus. If you've not signed up yet, go do that now. We'll see you at full time. It's Manchester City 3, the K-League All-Stars 1.